Welcome back to Eyewitness News, and we are following breaking news right now. This happening in Studio City. As you can see, it is a chase.
Along with Leslie Sykes, I'm Philip Palmer. Scott Reif is in Air 7 HD. And Scott, what do we see coming from that vehicle? Have they blown their engine? Is that oil? Do we know?
You know, Phil, yeah, we're not exactly certain. It doesn't look like a spike strip where the rims are rubbing on the ground. It does look like they've blown the engine. That would be the initial indication. We're up in North Hollywood now. The vehicle is a Ford Contour. I think that's a four-door vehicle. I'm not certain yet. But traveling at extremely high rates of speed, northbound on Coldwater Canyon. We picked it up in the Studio City area. And the vehicle and the driver are traveling very erratically at very high rates of speed. LAPD is the authority here. They're going to get an air unit over this sometime soon, but it's still in the North Hollywood area. We're continuing northbound on Coldwater Canyon, but at an extremely high rate of speed. It's a stolen vehicle, started, we believe, in the West LA area at one time up onto the 405 northbound, and now once again traveling here very, very dangerously on our surface streets in the North Hollywood area.
All right, Scott, and we can see him going to an intersection right now.
I wish I could tell you that quickly. Just off of, it could be onto Laurel Canyon. I'm not certain. Do anything to continue to try and flee from police.
All right, Scott, what all do we know about this person? We know that it was a stolen vehicle. Is there?
Oh boy, there we go. There we go. He's going to spin out. I think this might be the end of it. Oh boy, he fell out of the car. Police are on him quickly. He's starting to run. It doesn't look like there's another person in the vehicle. He's almost hit by that patrol car, and officers have him surrounded. There he goes. He knows it's over. He's down. Now, they'll probably want to check that vehicle. I don't know if they believe more people are in the vehicle. You can see they've already drawn their guns, and they're going to check that out. It appears that's been cleared. Suspect in custody, and if there's anything we can say about this, we don't believe that anybody was injured. We did not see this car that was fleeing from police hit any other vehicles, so that is just outstanding. And boy, LAPD was on this, and they were on this at a higher rate of speed than what we usually see. In a lot of cases, they'll back off when a vehicle starts to travel at that high rate of speed in an area like this. This morning they did not, and certainly it looks like at this point it ended as well as it could.
You can see he's going as fast as he possibly can there in the carpool lane. Again, eastbound 91 freeway from the 5 freeway. And he slammed on the brakes there just for a moment, trying to perhaps get those police cars to smash into him. That almost happened. And then really poured on the coals here, and now is taking it up perhaps about 80 to 90 miles an hour as it continues on eastbound, again, 91 freeway. Now, we're looking up ahead. It looks like the eastbound traffic for the next 3 or 4 miles is moving pretty well, so he'll be able to maneuver just as he is right now to kind of keep always a fresh one on it. So, again, there's 3 that we can see that are directly behind him, and there's a number of others that are in the area kind of shadowing it.
Okay.
Again, back into the number 1 lane.
Derek, hi, it's Pat. We're trying to figure out exactly where you are again. I think you said eastbound 91 from the 5 freeway coming up to the 57. Is that the location? He is really driving recklessly right now. If that is the he, Derek, can we confirm that as well?
That's right. Looks like he's getting off the freeway here. He's got cross traffic and traffic on the off-ramp. Gil, if you hear it, go ahead and let me know what street this is. He's going to be turning southbound from the 91. He's at the Anaheim Stadium. Look at this. He's going into this gas station, around the corner, and then continuing on.
County. Now he's jumping into what appears to be some kind of a strip mall. We'll go to the south side there and see exactly where he goes. There might not be an exit. See if he kind of trapped himself in here in that pickup truck. Nope, found himself an exit. So right back on surface streets. And as you can imagine, with these speeds, this time of the afternoon, a very crowded day in Orange County, this is anybody's guess just exactly how this thing is all going to pan out. Looks like, just hit another police car. Officer. That's the 3rd accident. And there's the pit maneuver. Looks like it worked out real well. And they're going to come around, hit the front end. They're going to try to stop him. We're going to stay wide now as this suspect tries to get out of his car, perhaps backing up, trying to get away, hit a tree, turned around, might hit that car. Now he's surrounded by cops. They hit him again. They're trying to stop this guy. They're being extremely aggressive. Yeah, they're out of the car. They've got their guns drawn. Hold your spot here. Guns are drawn. They're aimed right at that driver in that truck. They're going to do all they can to get him out peacefully.
And it appears he's jammed in on the right. He may not be able to actually physically open the door and get out. Maybe that's what he's telling them right now. Question is whether if they back up and make it so the door will open, will he just try to take off? Because he certainly, this is the only way they've been able to stop him thus far. Now he's climbing out.
Yeah, now he appears to be complying with police officers. He may be trapped in there, Mark, with those cops pressed right up against his pickup truck. But the windows are down. He can get out that way. We're still keeping the shot wide because we don't know if he's going to comply entirely with cops. They're going to get him both hands, bring him down to the ground, take him into handcuffs. We'll push in now. There's the police dog, the K9 unit right on top of him if they need him. And it looks as though officers have been able to check the inside of the pickup truck. They don't appear to be too concerned. It doesn't appear as though anyone else is inside. Just a few minutes ago, just north of the Santa Monica Freeway on Central Avenue, we followed him over to Hooper, right by the Santa Monica Freeway, and then continued south of the Santa Monica Freeway on more surface streets. We just came off of Long Beach Avenue, also on 22nd, then 24th, and so far reasonable speeds, but at times this will be 22nd now, 22nd Street, and looks like he's going to wind his way back to Alameda. This looks back to Alameda, and that's where he's heading right now. Very important this time of the afternoon, and looks like he might stop here before he reaches Alameda, actually going right over that barrier onto a dirt road. And that's what those Ford Broncos are made for. They can take a heck of a lot, but so can those LAPD cruisers. Open up the shop for you just a bit, and you'll see they're right on top of them. They have 8-cylinder engines. Those it looks like they're going to have to pull back a little bit, but the police helicopter, right back to that Ford Bronco, the police helicopter is right on top of this guy. Now, he might be thinking, looking in his rearview mirror, hey, I've lost the cops. I'm on an access road. They couldn't follow me. I'm in an SUV that can take it here just south of Washington Boulevard near the train tracks. In Air 7 HD, watching his every move. Now, try to wind his way over those railroad tracks, and it's very possible he'll get stuck here. Looks like he's trying to make an investment, though, with that four-wheel drive. Just hit the wall there, so there's one accident. We'll come around that building and keep track of this guy right by Washington Boulevard. Just a reminder, even though those police officers held off for just a minute, it looks like he's getting stuck on the tracks here, and most likely they'll be moving in here any second. The police helicopter, from our vantage point, right on top of that guy, running with looks like a soda bottle in his hand as well. And in just a matter of seconds, that police helicopter, they'll tell the ground officers exactly where this guy is at, where he's running to, where he's going, and then police officers in their cars, in their Ford Crown Victorias, his truck off of that railroad track, making a run for it under that overpass on surface streets. It looks like he might be heading into a neighborhood here. Looks like he's stopping, but might want to try to find a hiding place or go back. It's going to be a strange afternoon here, but LAPD cruisers, they know pretty much where this guy's at. That police helicopter flying right alongside of us in Air 7 HD near Washington Boulevard, and he's radioing to the guys on the ground. Here's exactly what that guy is doing. Here's what he's dressed in. He's got a cut-off T-shirt. He's got blue jeans on. There are the cops just behind him. Down on the ground. He's complying with officers at this point, although they want him to turn over, face down to the ground, hands behind your back. We're going to try to get right in between that overpass. You can see the police officers right behind him. They've got their guns drawn. He's complying with officers. Down on the ground, face down, spread your hands and your arms. And in just a moment, what they'll do, they'll come up to the guy, put the handcuffs on. There's the first officer. Handcuffs are on. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like anybody got hurt here, and that pursuit has finally come to an end.
It appears that they have him, but we're hearing that a train is coming and the vehicle remains on the tracks. Is there any way you can get that shot for us and go back to the vehicle that's been left on the tracks?
David, you got stepped on there for just a second, but we do hear that a train is inbound within about a quarter of a mile. They are alerting all their police officers to clear the tracks as soon as you can. Get away from the car as well, because the train might not have this time to stop before it hits that Ford Bronco. Let's open up our shot here just a bit. We've got that one person in custody, and the second passenger jumped out a short while ago. There's the train on the right. Stand by. The train over there on the right. So they're holding the train out before it hits that white Ford Bronco. Let's go right back to that Ford Bronco. The train is being held out just under a quarter of a mile. So it looks at this point as though everyone is safe. Both people have been taken into custody. 2 grand theft auto suspects.
Talk this guy down from his ledge and get him to just stop here. Again, we're stopping right now. Let me get a location for you guys.
It looks like he is stopping. And as you mentioned, Stu, that we don't know who is actually driving that car. Who's walking out right now looks like about to surrender, hopefully, to police.
Yeah, their guns are drawn, too.
Yeah, as he stopped there. It was interesting that those police doors were open while they were in pursuit. Looks like he sped up for a second and then finally slowed down. We still don't know. Stu says this is a possible kidnapping. We still don't know who's actually inside that vehicle driving that car, whether it's the child's father or we don't know.
They're yelling out commands. Again, we don't know exactly the relationship between this man and the child inside the car. Sometimes it looks like he's holding the child. He's definitely holding the child there in the front seat.
Oh boy.
And this is going to get very, very hairy. We don't know, again, what the relationship is here between the child and that man driving that vehicle.
Stu, we think it's we think it's a 4-year-old girl that's in there with him.
Yeah, we see her wearing a purple sweatshirt there. 4-year-old girl, we're hearing, Stu.
Wow, yeah. And you can see the guy talking to the officers right there.
Well,
now,
he might
just be advised. Okay. that man's hands like that. So they're going to try to talk him out. Hopefully he'll do the right thing, but if not, they will use force. Okay, here it goes.
It looks like he's walking out of the
It
car
looks like
with
he's
a
got her in
child
front of
in
him.
his hand, in his arm
He's got her in
actually.
front of him.
The 4-year-old girl.
And that man visibly upset.
We're gonna have to be real careful with the
Right.
shot here too, Stu.
And it's unclear if
Okay.
he's
We're gonna have
armed
to be
or
real
not.
careful.
Absolutely.
Very dangerous thing to do, especially in this situation. So again, you know, officers are they're trying to talk to him. We hear them a little bit, and they're trying to reason with him. Obviously, they also was some talk about a grief counselor, somebody, you know, probably family counseling that they're trying to get a hold of. Maybe they can get that person to the scene to bring this to an end. But here we go, officers making a move. They're just going to take him by
I'll
force.
tell you
and
what,
that's
I
probably
think that's the
move.
best thing at this point. They, you know,
Absolutely. It didn't appear
gotta
that he
do something
It
because-
didn't appear that he was armed.
no, but they've got that little girl. She's
Yep, she's safe in the arms of police officers.
No, I'm on the child.
That's right.
So yeah, so you see this dramatic ending here, and again, LAPD doing an awesome job, just you know, just taking charge of the situation. That's what they're trained to do, and getting that child to safety as quickly as possible. They're obviously going to clear the car, but as we understand it, there's just those two people inside the vehicle. But
Wow.
again, a dramatic end here to a pursuit
You know,
in
they
some
had
domestic issues.
they had such a difficult decision to make. We don't know if he was armed. We don't. He was acting just so irrational and yelling at them and picking her up and
Yeah,
kind of tossing her around a little bit and.
We also noticed him